guys want to go next? And then you won't go through the arch of steel, though. You guys will go along this way. Okay, you come on up now and hand these out. Here we go.
All right.
Actually, we should probably catch up. We'll do a Masonic ritual up there. We bury in Buffalo Bill with you. There's the program too. So you can go up this way. There's another steps over there that you can go up as well. You can go up this way. There's other steps.
Okay. But I do need your picture.
Thank you.
Ready? Forward. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us today to commemorate the centenary of the internment of William Frederick Buffalo Bill Cody. It is my distinct honor today to represent Robert D. Ellslow, the Right Eminent Grand Commander of Knights Templar of Colorado. It was 3 p.m. on June 3rd in 1917 when Brother William Frederick Buffalo Bill Cody was laid to rest. The brethren of Golden City Lodge No. 1 had assembled in due and ancient form to mark before the world that final testament of friendship and brotherly love. In slow columns, they walked up Lookout Mountain in the somber sunshine, up the dusty trail to Lookout Mountain. The box must have been heavy, weighed in the memory of a million smiles. The famous man was a member of Platte Valley Lodge No. 32 in North Platte, Nebraska. Golden City Lodge No. 1, who bore his casket up the dusty path along Lookout Mountain, did so with honor as well as courtesy. Approximately 15,000 people followed behind. In the vistas below, the city of Golden swung shadows beneath the meridian sun. The brethren lowered the casket, ropes brushing, working at the wooden box into the oblong hole there between the rocks. Worshipful brother G.W. Parfit, Jr. raised his gloved hands and clapped once above his head. "The will of God," he said, bringing his arms left over right across his chest, "is accomplished." He dropped both hands to his sides, palm outwards. "So mote it be." And then the ropes, working on the box into the cool shade of the dark ground. Somebody began to sing. "Sleep, old scout, and rest on Lookout Mountain's crest, where the rosy sun ere set his face at last, where no unquiet dream disturbed thy peaceful rest in this thy sovereign west." William Cody came first to the door of the lodge at Fort McPherson in the sweeping plains of Nebraska. The minutes of Platte Valley Lodge, February 12, 1870, show the brethren read 5 petitions that night. Bill's was first. He was elected to membership on February 26, and then on March 5th he was initiated and entered apprentice. So began his lifelong affiliation with the fraternity. He was passed, but he failed his fellow craft proficiency on April 23rd. Unperturbed, he was raised to the sublime degree of a Master Mason on January 10th in 1871. Brother William Cody was a man of destiny. From a frontier birth between the Mississippi and Missouri rivers, out there somewhere in the Iowa Territory, to the private audience of European royalty across the oceans, Buffalo Bill swept the world. Like a fire-hot brand, he stamped an image of the American frontier, crisscrossed with cultural clashes and manifest destiny into the consciousness of an age. His father died when he was 11 years old, but by age 14 he was working the trail routes of the Pony Express. Riding hard through the brush, he must have honed the skills for which the world would remember him best. And now he was sequestered in that narrow house apportioned for all the living. He had died of kidney failure on January 10th in 1917 at his sister's house in Denver. He was baptized into the Catholic Church the day before his death. In 1872, he was awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor for service as a civilian scout to the 3rd Cavalry Regiment for gallantry in action at Loup Fork, Platte River, Nebraska. He assembled his famous Wild West show in 1887. It toured 8 times, ending in 1906. From London, Paris, Barcelona, and Rome, he played for Queen Victoria, Kaiser Wilhelm II, Kings Edward VII and George V, and even Pope Leo XIII. He sold more than 2.5 million tickets. He was an international superstar, and his brand was uniquely American. Ladies and gentlemen, you will now witness the same words spoken on this spot 100 years ago today by the members of the same Masonic Lodge of the same fraternity who performed those honors then. Without further ado, please maintain solemn silence while the brethren of Golden City Lodge Number 1 will perform the Masonic funeral rite.
Time immemorial, it has been the usage among the fraternity of ancient free and accepted Masons, by the request and desire of a brother while living, to assemble in due form upon the occasion of his death and accompany his body to its burial place, and there, by the ancient and significant observances of the craft, render honor to his character and offer to his memory before the world the final tribute of affection and esteem, and signalize the earnest belief and hope of a Mason that he shall live again. In conformity with this usage, and by the desire of our departed brother, whose memory we cherish, and whose loss we deplore, we have this day assembled to pay due homage to the character and memory of our departed brother in due and ancient form. As Masons, we are taught that no man should enter upon any great or important endeavor without first invoking the blessing of deity. Let us pray.
Most glorious God, author of all good and giver of all mercy, pour down thy blessing upon us and strengthen our solemn engagements by the ties of sincere affection. May the present instance of mortality remind us of our approaching fate and draw our attention toward thee, the only refuge in time of need. That when the final moment shall arrive and we shall be about to quit this transitory scene, the enlivening prospect of thy mercy may dispel the gloom of death. And after our departure hence, in peace and in thy favor, we may be received into thine everlasting kingdom to enjoy, in union with our departed friends, the just rewards of a pious and virtuous life. Amen.
So may it be.
Golden City Lodge Number 1, and as a courtesy to Platte Valley Number 2, 32 of North Platte, in memory of Brother William Frederick Cody. Our brother completed designs laid down upon life's trestle board, answered the last summons of the Grand Warden of Heaven, and entered that celestial lodge in heaven above over which the supreme architect of the universe presides. Though our beloved and respected brother has passed through the portals of eternity, his memory remains in our hearts and inspires us to live respected. Masonic record of William F. Cody, born February 26, 1846, initiated as an apprentice on March 6, 1870. Passed the degree of a fellowcraft on April 2, 1870. Raised to the sublime degree of a Master Mason on January 10, 1871. In Platte Valley Lodge Number 32 of Platte, North Platte, Nebraska. Euphrates Chapter Number 15, Royal Arch Masons of North Platte, Nebraska in 1888. Palestine Commandery Number 13, Order of Knights Templars of North Platte, Nebraska in 1889. Ancient Arabic Order, Nobles of the Mystic Shrine of Omaha, Nebraska, 1892. Valley of New York, Ancient Accepted Scottish Rite of Freemasonry in New York City, New York in 1894. And entered the Celestial Lodge above on January 10, 1917. As a mark of respect to the memory of our departed brother, and as a token of sympathy with his family and friends, it is the order of the Worshipful Master of Golden City Lodge Number 1 that this memorial be filed in the archives of the lodge, and copies be provided to the Platte Valley Lodge Number 32 and his loving family and friends. In memory of William F. Cody by Brother A.F. Beeler, Masonic Temple, North Platte, Nebraska. Sleep, O scout, and rest on Lookout Mountain's crest, where the rosy morning sun ere scarce his race begun will cast his early beams where no unquiet dreams disturbed my faithful rest in this thy sovereign west. Old scout, thy race is run, my life's work so well done. Through all this fitful years has swelled the nation's tears. Low as the grave we now in this reverent silence bow, the stars and stripes our flag that floats from yonder crag gives honor to thy tomb. And we who yet remain in witness of thy fame must bow our heads in grief and mourn our silent chief, whose name with Indian fans is known in every land, honored in every clime through endless years of time. And ye who from afar follow the western star of empire-seeking fame, pause when you see the name inscribed on render tomb. For great was he who lights beneath unclouded skies on Lookout Mountain's heights. And this the fitting spot, by nature a forge begot, where rocks and hills abound and whispering pines resound. Direct him over his rear, and that we leave him here, just on the western rim of plains conquered by him. Sweet rest, O scout, goodbye, and Lookout Mountains high, where the rosy morning sun, ere scarce his race begun, will cast its early beams, where no unquiet dreams disturb thy restful rest, in this thy sovereign rest.
While we shed a tear in memory of our departed, let us bear in mind that this is not the place or time for hopeless grief or heartless indifference, nor yet for us, by sounding adulations, to magnify our own worthiness or inspire applause. But let justice and charity forbid us to withhold from a brother's memory the praise which his virtues may justly claim. Let brotherly love inspire us and seek out and rescue from forgetfulness the unreckoned acts of fraternal affection and charity towards us and others who dwelt more closely with him, that they may be garnered in our hearts through coming years. The Spirit ascends to God who gave it. His memory we cherish in our hearts. His body we consign to the tomb. This lambskin, or white leather apron, is an emblem of innocence and the badge of a Mason. By this, we are reminded of that purity of life and conduct, which is the goal of every Mason before entering into the celestial lodge over which the supreme architect of the universe presides. This lambskin I now retire in honor of our departed brother. By this act, we are reminded that through the beneficent ministry of death, our brother has reached the end of his earthly labors, and that his account now rests with his Creator. This evergreen is an emblem of our faith in the immortality of the soul. By this, we are reminded of our destiny beyond this world of mortal life, and that we have within us an immortal part which can never, no never, die.
Ashes to ashes.
To his near relatives and loving friends, more deeply heart-stricken than any others by this loss which we have all sustained, we can only respectfully and sincerely tender our most affectionate sympathy in this your bereavement, commending you with earnest hearts to his unwasting fullness of mercy. He who has brought us hither, whose strength will uphold us evermore. The will of God is accomplished. So mote it be. Earth to earth.
Ashes to ashes.
Dust to dust.
This concludes the Masonic Memorial Service.
Knights and hook. Present. Who? Order. Who?
Ready? Forward. Return.
Return. Who?
Forward. You are dismissed.
At this time, we're just simply waiting on a cannon salute. They were preparing still. And then we will conclude. So please remain here for that. Knights, stand at ease.
Doesn't turn on.
That was the mic.
Well, that concludes this particular event today, and thank you all for coming, as well as all the participants who helped with this today. My name is Steve Friesen. I'm the director of the Buffalo Bill Museum and occasional bugler, apparently. But at any rate, we have more activities lined up. At 1 o'clock, Jim Sailstrom is going to be playing. He's a singer-songwriter, very well-known, played with Dolly Parton, played with good friend of John Denver's. And he'll be playing, and Susie Knight will be playing after that. She is a cowboy poet and singer, and she's got a number of Western Music Association awards. And then in the museum, we'll also have Rex Rideout, who will be, he's a musical historian, will be playing instruments there. Also, two of our pallbearers were our Annie Oakley and Buffalo Bill reenactors, and they will be talking about both of them throughout the afternoon. I do want to mention our pallbearers. Their names are in the program that you got, as well as all the other participants, the Masons, the Knights Templar, and the Knights of Columbus, and we appreciate all of their assistance today. That's really about it. I do have to say that our Buffalo Bill reenactors will be reenacting Buffalo Bill after this. We didn't seem to think it was appropriate to be playing Buffalo Bill while we're also burying it at the same time. So they were very helpful on that. So they're all happy to pose with you for photographs, and if you have questions, insofar as they're able to answer them, I'm sure the Masons will be happy to do that. So thank you all, and have a wonderful day. Thank you.